even today. And, I know people that have been in business, 20, 30 years, and they still have occasional setbacks, but you just keep moving on. You don't quit. And that's, I think, the biggest part of why people give up when they first start is because they don't, hit that 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, so they say, well, what am I doing it for? And then they give up. You can't quit. You can't quit at all. You have to keep moving forward. As I said before, ask questions. You've got to find those people that are where you want to be, get with them, and they'll show you how to get there.
Oh, very good. So what is something perhaps earlier in life that you wish you had done or maybe didn't do enough of that you or would have done differently?
Well, I certainly wouldn't take back any of my military service. I wished I would have started the Hardscapes business 20 years ago. Of course, I think we'd definitely be a lot further now, but I don't really think I'd do anything differently. I mean, I'm grateful for the way, for the journey that took me to where I am now. I enjoyed school, definitely. I wasn't the greatest student, but I enjoyed it. Went straight into the military, and when I got out of the military, started with the business.
So during that transition that you're talking about,
yes.
What were some particular hurdles that you had to overcome, transitioning from the service and then transitioning into the civilian and business world?
Well, there was a short gap in between my military service and starting this business, and it's this, pretty much the same that a lot of veterans have. I didn't have that sense of purpose when I got out. I didn't have my next mission in front of me, so I was kind of lost for a little bit. I was wondering what I was going to do. Was I going to go get a regular job? Was I going to, punch the clock 9 to 5? And what was I going to do? Because other than, the military training, I was field artillery in the Army, so not a lot of call for blowing stuff up from 10 miles away in the civilian world. So I had to find something that would allow me to use my basic military training, my leadership skills and the go-get-it attitude and never quit. I had to find something that would mesh well with that. And with the Hardscapes, I think it's really done that.
Good deal. So was that answer kind of obvious to you, or did you stumble upon it over time?
No, I came across it. I was looking for work on a Craigslist and came across an ad, and it was a company that had special training just for veterans. It allowed me to use my GI Bill, so it didn't cost me anything out of pocket. And they were willing to teach me this new trade, and I thought, if you're not learning, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to constantly be learning. So I figured, I'll learn something new. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But while I was there, I just fell in love with it. So it took a little bit. When I first started talking to a representative from the company that was going to train us, I was like, well, okay, he's telling me about it. And I'm like, I'm not sure I really want to do that. I said, but, in the back of my mind, I was like, it's free, dude. My GI Bill's paying for it. If I don't do it, it's a waste. So I said, all right, well, I'll try it out. Like I said, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But it all worked out. So I'm happy.
Excellent. So when you were getting started in your business, maybe you can talk me through what that looked like during the early stages and sort of as it grew, and then what compelled you to make that your business. Was there anything in particular?
Well, like I said, as I was going through the training, I just absolutely fell in love with it. I think more because of the creative aspect of it. Growing up, I was never really creative. I couldn't draw to save my life. I mess up stick figures. But this is something I can actually put my hands on and mold and shape and carve the way, I want it to look. I've always been able to picture stuff, but just not transition that to paper or any other medium. But this really allows me to bring out that creative aspect of it. when I first started the business, as I said, it was real rough. Things were going real slow. I couldn't get any work going because nobody knew who I was. I'm this new guy. We just moved to North Carolina, 2015. And so I was the new guy in the area. Nobody had ever heard of me before. So it was really tough to get going at first. Then we started, I got that first project and so I got word of mouth advertising from them. And then I learned, I can put ads on Facebook for free, before the whole Facebook ads thing. I was posting ads in yard sale groups around me and other different groups. And then I started getting in all of the other groups that got connected with people and started helping me out. So, but I think I knew, not necessarily from day one when I went through training, but within the first week, I kind of knew this is what I wanted to do. So,
yeah. So you don't think there's any other kind of profession that you would be wanting to attempt, or is there?
Well, I had done commercial electrical work before, so I mean, I've got that. I told myself when I first started this business, if it doesn't work out within the first year or two, I've always got that to fall back on. So I have done that. So I've been around the construction industry for a while. So I mean, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of different aspects of construction, which actually helped me write my ebook. But I don't know. Other than the military, this is really what I love doing, what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, that's important. It's
Absolutely.
important that you found that spot that you fit in, and you're
right, exactly.
Start building your legacy, and then bless other people with it.
Exactly.
What would you say is your greatest character strength?
I think it goes back to my never quit attitude. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I don't really ever remember quitting anything. I mean, regular jobs that I've had, it's like any other job. You're going to have days that are good and days that are bad. But, I've known people that once it starts getting rough, they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But I refuse to quit.
Now, on the flip side of that, what would you say is the greatest weakness?
Greatest weakness? When I first started, like I stated earlier, I think it would be my pride refusing to let me ask questions. I think that's since subsided. I mean, when it comes to my business, I know it's basically a domino effect. If something affects my business, it affects me personally. What affects me personally affects my family, and so on and so on. And I hate to let anything happen to that. So I've since learned to put my pride away. If there, I know I don't know everything, and there's one quote that a friend of mine told me about, and it really resonated with me. Was you don't know what you don't know. So when you don't know something, you got to ask. So
that's true. That's true, and I hear a lot. That especially we men. Our pride kind of gets in our way, and pride comes before the fall, as they say. So
right, exactly. Once you can learn to set that aside in order to better yourself and your situation and your surroundings and those around you. I think that is a big step for a lot of people.
Yep. So is there a particular place you go to get your ideas? Brainstorming, for example?
Well, the house I've got now, we live on 6.5 acres. So, I go out in my woodsy area quite often, and, where I can just sit and kind of be one with nature, as it were, and, not have a lot of distractions, and I can just sit there and think. I think that's the biggest thing that helps me.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I like nature for thinking as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're to describe maybe at a very high level what your business is like, from a day-to-day basis for somebody that maybe is thinking about getting into what you do or something similar, how would you describe that?
Busy. I mean, I usually get up around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every morning, if not earlier.
Hmm.
And from that point on, of course, like everybody else, the first thing I do is hit the coffee pot. But once I get that, then I'm go business. I'm on the laptop, on my phone, both at the same time. I got a notepad that I keep right next to my laptop, so I'm writing down ideas as they come to me. I'm putting out ads. I'm working on what project we're going to do next. Keeping an eye out for new materials that we can use. They're constantly upgrading those to make them better. Getting in touch with people that are on the level that I want to be at, and touching base and say, hey, this is what I've got going. You see anything in here that I should be doing, something I could do better? I'm constantly asking, always trying to improve. So, I spend the majority of my day trying to improve business. Like I said, I'm not I don't have an MBA. So I'm learning about business in general on a daily basis. So there's always that aspect of it. I think I spend maybe a third of my day actually actively trying to get new customers and new clients. But other than that, it's trying to better things, trying to better the business, better our products and services and things like that. So it's hectic, but it's well worth it. I'd much rather work for myself than somebody else any day of the week.
Yeah, I can certainly relate. So, in kind of winding up our interview time today, I wanted to ask you if you can tell us something that may be a trivia type thing about you that most people don't know about Mark.
Most people don't know about me. That's difficult. Other than the fact that since I've gotten older, now I got to wear reading glasses. I never thought I'd have to do. all those years as a kid, my mother told me eat carrots are good for your eyes, and I love carrots, but I'm getting up there, and so now I got to wear reading glasses all the time. But something a lot of people don't know. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've been watching professional wrestling since I was 8 years old. I'm 46, getting ready to be 47 this month. So not something I put out a lot, but those close to me know, but not a lot of other people do, I guess.
That's pretty interesting. Well, Mark, I want to give you an opportunity to give your contact information so that people can reach out to you. Also, be able to get a hold of the ebook that you have available. So how would people go about doing that?
You can certainly find me on Facebook. I almost knocked my phone over there. I've got my personal page plus my business page for CSD Hardscapes. I've got a website, csdhardscapes.com. I'm on Instagram at CSD Hardscapes. Email is csdhardscapes@yahoo.com. They can email me there anytime. Definitely get a hold of me. Facebook is probably going to be the easiest way to get a hold of me. I only check the business email about 20 to 30 times a day, so Facebook is probably the best way. Excuse me. So, I'm definitely easy to get a hold of.
Okay, folks. Well, I enjoyed having you on the program today, Mark, and giving you a chance to kind of talk about what you're doing to change the world, in a positive direction, and what you're doing to leave your mark. And pardon the pun. And so, I appreciate your time carving out this morning and giving our listeners a chance to be able to hear about you and know what you're doing and what they can actually do to make their lives better by what you've put out there. So I appreciate that. And
absolutely.
As I like to say to all of my guests, I will see you around the bend, my friend.
Absolutely. The honor was mine, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
You've been listening to Legacy Cast. Thank you for joining us today, and be sure to come back next time as we speak with more top influencers, industry experts, and business owners from around the world.